Welcome to your Astro Forecast for the week of April 29th. I'm Sarah Nicole. This is Twisted Goddess Tarot, and my mission is to help you navigate the cosmic energies with greater awareness. If you're watching right now, you're probably watching the replay. If that's the case, leave a comment so I can come back and say hi to you. If you're new here, we do this every Monday where I chat about what is happening in the skies to bring light to how the week's astrology may affect you. Now, of course, this is going to be on a collective level. How these astrological events affect you personally is going to depend on how it's interacting with your personal birth chart. So first off, I was absent for a few weeks, and so for that I apologize. But we're going to take a little bit of a backtrack first. So first, we're still feeling the energy of the Jupiter Uranus conjunction. This was the rarest alignment of the year, as these two planets only come together every 12 to 14 years. So this conjunction really brings expansive energy due to Jupiter and innovative energy due to Uranus. So we're blending those two energies together. When two planets come together in a conjunction, their energies are really merging together. So we've got this expansive and innovative energy, right? And I know that sounds lovely. It does, but Uranus is the planet of unexpected change. So the expansive and innovative energies may have felt uncomfortable, and that's because it was here to force you out of your comfort zone, and it was here to force you to think outside of the box. So this alignment was exact on April 20th and 21st, but since these are both slower moving planets, they're still with today, right now as I'm talking on April 29th, over a week later, they are still within 1 degree of each other. So we are still feeling this energy heavily, and we're going to be working with this energy for about another month, actually, that we're feeling this Jupiter and Taurus energy. So if you're feeling like you're being forced out of your comfort zone, if you're feeling like you're being forced to expand, if you're feeling like you're being forced to kind of look at things a different way or look at things outside of the box, it may feel uncomfortable in the process, but ultimately Uranus is always here to bring shakeups, here to bring unexpected change, in order to liberate you, in order you to have more freedom. And since this is Jupiter as well, Jupiter is the great benefic, so it is said to always bring expansion and positive influence, right? So we're still feeling that energy. If you feel like you've been kind of being stretched by the universe here recently within the last week or so, if you feel like you've been being like stretched against your will to expand, right, then that explains that, and we're going to be working with that for about another month. Now, on to this week's energies. Specifically, today, Monday, April 29th, we have Venus moving into Taurus until May 23rd. Now, Venus is the planet of love and beauty, and it is moving into one of its home signs. So while Venus is in Taurus, we want comfort. We want to feel comfortable in our own skin. We want to feel comfortable and secure in our relationships. This is really an important time to focus on what is important to you, as Taurus is associated with your values. So what do you value about yourself? So first, let's answer that question. What do you value about yourself? This is a really good journal prompt that you can sit with. It's a really great way to give yourself some self-care that's going to really, truly nourish the soul, not just the painting the nails, doing the hair kind of self-care, not just the bubble bath self-care, right? But that's really going to nourish your soul. That's really going to go further than skin deep. Also, the second question is, what do you value about your relationships? Do your current relationships match your relationship values? If not, Venus and Taurus, this transit over the next month, could really show you where things are not harmonious and really give you the push to adjust. This is also a time to remember to be present in your relationships, to remember that they will not grow without your time and without your attention. Ultimately, Venus and Taurus asks us the question, what is really important? So look to what house Taurus rules in your personal birth chart to see what area of life that question will be most pertinent for you personally. And then tomorrow on Tuesday, April 30th, we have Mars moving into Aries until June 9th. So we have another planet moving into its home sign, where it's able to really express itself in its highest vibration. So Mars is the planet of action. If you are ever feeling low in motivation or in energy, look to Mars to give you some idea of why that is and how to work with it. So Mars has been in Pisces. And I've had many conversations with friends who have insisted that it doesn't feel like spring yet, that it still kind of feels like a hibernation. It still kind of feels like they're wanting to seclude and withdraw. And some of that was due to Mercury retrograde all last month, which has been over since April 25th. But some of that was due to Mars being in the dreamy, passive sign of Pisces. So Pisces would rather contemplate, would rather dream, would rather simply float along, if you will. Whereas Aries, the ram, is ready to charge ahead. So now that Mars is going to be moving into Aries tomorrow, you can really expect to have more energy and more motivation and feel like, yes, this is the springtime energy I'm used to feeling. Also on Tuesday, April 30th, we do have Venus and Taurus creating a square aspect to Pluto in Aquarius. So the planet of love and beauty is creating a challenging aspect to the planet of transformation, power, and obsession. So be aware of jealousy or obsession on that day. Be mindful of comparisons on that day. And then on Wednesday, May 1st, we have a last quarter moon at 11 degrees Aquarius. So we're going to be starting off the month of May with a release and letting go of what we've been carrying. And this is so welcome. I don't know about you, but I really smiled seeing that we are starting off this new month with this release, with this purging, with this letting go of, because the last quarter moon is all about letting go of. Because April was quite the month. We had eclipses, we had Mercury retrograde, we had that Jupiter Uranus conjunction. Woo, we had a lot happening. So there's a lot we probably need to slough off. Right? So this last quarter moon, the last quarter moon occurs when the sun creates a challenging square aspect to the waning moon while the energy of the moon is releasing. So this square aspect really pushes you to action and creates sort of a tension, and it makes the themes of the last quarter moon surround release, surrender, and letting go. So on this day, May 1st, when the last quarter moon is in Aquarius, choose something to remove from your life that is no longer serving you. This could be a physical object. This could be a personality trait. This could be a relationship. This could be a situation, a belief, anything. If you like to have a ritual attached to your release work, you can write what you're releasing on a leaf and then release it into the wind, because this last quarter moon is in Aquarius and Aquarius is an air sign. So I always like to work my release ritual around the sign, that the element that the moon is in, that the last quarter moon is in. Also, any crystals, water, or other spiritual tools that you charge under the last quarter moon will hold the energy of releasing, letting go, and banishing. And then last thing we're going to talk about this week, we have Thursday, April 2nd, we have Pluto stationing retrograde at 2 degrees Aquarius, and it's going to be retrograde until October 11th. Pluto stations retrograde every year, and it spends about 6 months of the year in retrograde, okay? So remember earlier in the year when Pluto went into Aquarius and everybody was saying, Pluto's in Aquarius, Pluto's in Aquarius. And I shared something that said, yes, Pluto's in Aquarius, but it's not there to stay yet. It's still going to make one more trip back into Capricorn. And that is what we're coming to right now. So around September, it's going to go back into Capricorn. And it kind of needs that last retrograde through Capricorn to really finish. Pluto is the planet of transformation. It is also, it's like Kali, destruction, right? So it needed that last round through Capricorn to really finish breaking down any of the structures that we built through Pluto and Capricorn, to really break down the energy of us of us giving our power over to people, to corporations, to businesses, to things like that. So during this time though, personally, on a personal level, and that's what we're really talking about in the Astro Forecast, is personal. During this time, Pluto is going to make its way back to Capricorn for the last time in our lives. Now, Pluto is very slow moving and it's very far away from us. So its retrograde is much more subtle than, say, Mercury's. It is not something that you're going to feel heavily in your day-to-day life. It's a subtle, slow process of examining where you're placing your power, what you're holding on to, and what is lying in the shadows. So it's really a time to subtly reconsider what deserves your energy and to subtly confront your attachments to see what you can let go of. Remember that during this retrograde, Pluto retrograde, it's going to be a really subtle uncovering. It probably won't be until Pluto stations direct again in October that you see the results of this uncovering. Okay, so it's just something to be mindful of, kind of on the back burner, to know that it's happening. If you are seeing yourself confronting shadows or confronting attachments, or really kind of Pluto is the lord of the underworld, you know, really going into your own personal underworld, just know that that's there. It's a subtle effect, but it can still be there. That is our Astro Forecast for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop them in the comments. I'll come back and chat with you. And as always, this will be available for the replay so that you can come back through the week and remind yourself of the energies that are happening this week, as well as catch it if you missed it during the live. So much love to you.